In conversation with Lalit Modi and Katrina Kaif, let me start with you, Mr. Modi. First year, halfway through the tournament, did you ever expect this kind of popularity?
Not really. I didn't expect the fan following to be the way it is, and the people actually going out and cheering for their cities and their teams. I thought that would take a few years to come.
Okay, let me ask Katrina that. I don't know how much you loved cricket before this, but have you gotten to the mix of things now?
Yeah, I think it's been an unexpected surprise for me. I didn't expect to enjoy myself this much. I mean, knowing about cricket is one thing, knowing the basics, but actually enjoying attending a match was very unexpected for me, because it's been a really nice break, I think, just from the
But as far as your team is performing, it hasn't been that nice.
That's okay. I mean, I can only talk about my personal experience in my own life. I had a really slow start in the beginning, and you never know. People have written people off in much even better situations and worse situations, and they've gone on to achieve great things. So I'm not that fickle in my support for the team.
What would you tell people who said that Bangalore is the best test side?
I know. I would say.
I think they're classifying them. We're being a little too harsh on them. I think they're a great team. They have some great players in there.
You said that you had a slow start to your career. When does the Bangalore team get there? Namaste, Langa.
That's nice. They've already had two great wins. I think now, unfortunately, it's so unpredictable. Even for people who I'm sure like Lalit would know far more than me. I don't even think he would be able to predict a match.
Very difficult.
You just can't.
Extremely difficult.
But that's been, I think, the high point of this tournament. People have predicted, but we've got some nice results, some unexpected results. But for the teams that aren't doing that well, are there options in the years to come to trade?
What we have is that in February every year is something called the trading window. The trading window works like this: that the player concerned and the owner concerned, if they decide to trade the player, then they put him into the trading window, and he's eligible to be traded then with other teams.
Okay, so now that you say that trading window is on, any players that you're eyeing from the other teams?
Yes.
No. Do you want? Hey, if you
why not? Go for it.
No, fortunately, I'm only the brand ambassador for the Royal Challengers, and I am not the team selector or the CEO or the coach or the owner. So I think I'll have to leave those decisions.
But who would you like anyway?
I think
why not? Okay. I could probably ask you your favorites in the present team that you have. Few favorites there?
I think Stein, or some people pronounce his name differently. Stein.
Stein is great.
Stein.
As long as he's bowling well.
Yeah, I
he's one of the top bowlers in the world, without doubt.
I honestly do. I don't know why. I mean, I think everyone does. Anyways, I do like Dravid a lot, even though maybe people are having their concerns at the moment. You feel he's picked a test match team, but that's okay. I still think he's nice. Okay. Even that Kohli as well.
Virat Kohli. Okay, like him. Well, that's a big thing. Katrina
he's got a lot of energy.
Supports Rahul Dravid, where I don't see a lot of people supporting him at the moment, but you need your support.
That's right. I'll stand alone.
Yeah. But I'll ask you that question. How much more inspiration does the team need? At the end of it, they've got Katrina Kaif on their side.
I guess they don't need any more. Believe me. You need to be at the dugout.
Unfortunately, this is a sport and not films. In films, obviously, that's why I guess I'm feeling. I was saying actually to Lalit before we started rolling, I said that I've never felt so stressed in my life, and I don't understand why. Because I'm not the owner of the team. I'm an actress. Movies is my profession, and shows, and songs and dances, and I don't even get the stress when I have to go on stage in front of 10,000 people. I mean,
so are you telling me that films don't stress you out that much, or a frame that is set for you doesn't stress you out as much?
On the Thursday night, the night before the Friday release, I can honestly say, been the stress as I was at some of the matches.
Well, people
have to go on stage at ICA or Z or something. I panic, but I have never been this stressed. So I think I'm taking this too personally.
I think everybody is, and that's great. I mean, that's what the tournament's all about at the end of the day. People should take it personally, and that's what it's all about at the end of it. And all sports are about that. And if you can take the sport and take a team and make it your own, and nothing could be greater than that.
Well, you set out to get this loyalty, city-based loyalty, and everyone said that it's very, very tough. Do you think you're achieving that at the moment?
I think we're having great results, without any doubt. I mean, if you look at the people in all the cities, and the way they're cheering for the players. I mean, usually the test would have been if an Indian player got out by a foreign player, would the crowds actually cheer? And that's happening everywhere. And so it's absolutely great. I mean, it's unbelievable.
And the better things to come, I hear about the Champions League, something like the UEFA Champions League. Is that still on the cards, and how do you plan to go about it?
Very much on the cards. What we're planning is that the 2 top teams from India, from the IPL, 2 top teams from Australia, South Africa, England, are going to compete in the first year in the Champions 2020. We're trying to finalize that. We're trying to find a window in September, October this year. Will
you get that time with the busy international schedule that you have?
It's a knockout series, so you only need about 12 days to play it, and so we can probably find the time.
Just like any other cricket fan would like to know, what happens with the player from Australia playing for India? How does that all work about?
Okay, this is a very, very interesting question. The way that we have negotiated the contracts, for example, if Kolkata qualifies as an example, and Ricky Ponting is playing for Kolkata, and Tasmania also qualifies, the Indian owner has the right to decide whether to relieve him or not to relieve him. And if he decides...
So why does the Indian owner have the first right?
Because he contracted the player, number one. Number two, the IPL will have to pay Tasmania as the club close to about, I think it's about $250,000 per player. That's going to come out of the central kitty. That will go for all these players which are being contracted out. So the impact at the maximum would be 8 players, but I doubt it will be 8 players because only 4 foreign players allowed on the field. The impact could be 4 or 5 players.
So for all you fans out there, the action has just started. Lots more to come. But Katrina, one thing that I'd like to know, Bollywood is considered like one big happy family. How does it feel to have some of your friends on the opposite side? Best people in town is Akshay Kumar. How does that stand about?
As we've been talking about actually one side of the coin, but the other side of the coin, at least for me, is also this is a sport, and for the players, I understand it's their profession, it's their career. But for us, it is a game, and I think we should not forget that game spirit as well, and playing with the right spirit, I think.
Is that just for the cameras? Because when I saw you standing with Preeti, you were clapping for each other's team, but inside was it like, oh God, they're going to lose anyway?
Preeti is one of my favorite people, and definitely my favorite actress in the industry. She's one of the nicest people also that I've ever met, and I'm a very closed person, so it's very hard for me to become very friendly with people, and she's somebody who I adore, and so I want her team to win as much because she's such a darling.
But when you're competing against each other, is your team pitted against her? You're clapping for her team, but are you saying inside, oh come on, you're going to lose anyway?
No, but she's also the owner of the team, and she's invested a lot of money, and she's worked for a lot of years, and she's used that money now for this. So I know the feeling. I'm also a woman. She's a single woman who came into the industry as an outsider, didn't have any family from the industry, which is the same with me. I don't have any family from the film industry, an outsider. So I know what it is, and I know what it means that that's where your security comes from your career and your financial stability, and she's invested a lot for this.
Most of your close friends are like that. Akshay Kumar again, one actor.
Akshay Kumar he's an ambassador like myself, so he's not the owner of the team, so it's not as big as a risk for him, and he's just enjoying.
He's having fun.
Yeah. And he's I think associated with the right team. He's a daredevil. He's associated with Delhi Daredevils, and that's exactly how it's supposed to be. Okay, talking about the popularity, let me ask you, have you first of all received a call from Ekta Kapoor yet or not?
No, I haven't.
I haven't. You know why I'm asking you that? Because now your cricket is competing against the soap operas and
But I always said it will, and that's what we targeted in the first place. We always designed this tournament to be prime time and targeted against the soaps, and we're very happy that we got the rating that we have.
Okay, you again are part of an industry which is now competing against cricket, because the last I heard from a owner of a cinema hall, he said that the people who used to come over the weekends has reduced because people are watching IPL matches. So there is a conflict of interest now. What do
I
you
have
do?
the solution, and as much and when my influence I can use it, I will make sure my films are not released during the IPL. That is for sure. And if now that I know next year that they'll be held, well, I don't know exactly if they'll be held in the same month, May, I presume. I will make sure none of my films are releasing in May.
Well, then for the movie buffs, there seems to be a problem because I'm sure, just like you, there'll be so many other producers.